Hi guys, I'm Manav.
And I'm Mohit Kapoor.
So we are the founders of Tabon, and before we start, we'd like to ask you guys a quick question. How many of you prefer e-bills over paper bills? Right? I guess some of you do, right? Because we all care about the environment. And so does Rice, because it mentions keep it green in every email they send. On these lines, we have our mission to save paper and go digital. Tabon is a customer-facing application through which customers at restaurants can directly request the bill on their phones, split the payment with their peers, and share their reviews. Let me explain what problems we solve. Paper wastage, because these bills are useless. Bill splitting time, because you can easily split your bill. Bill waiting time, because you don't have to wait for the bill, and understanding your customer. Let me explain to you how Tabon works. Tabon essentially has the customer application which we use and a restaurant backend dashboard. A customer selects the restaurant he wants, picks an offer, and opens a tab. The application then generates a code. The restaurant enters this code into the dashboard. The restaurant at that time gets key data, like what the customer likes to have, how many times does he visit, does he really enjoy his time at your property? All this data can really help the customer service become better. Once the tab is opened and the handshake is done, the customer can add other members on the tab through his phone book. Once the other members are added, the customer screen changes to the live bill update. Whenever you order something, say you go out and you order 2 beers and a dumpling, the guy is going to go and enter in the machine or your order 2 beers and a dumpling. The same will reflect on your screen. After enjoying your meal, you can directly request for the bill from the request bill button on the application, which will notify the restaurant that you are requesting for the check now. The restaurant's going to check all the items and send you the bill. Once you receive the bill, you can split it, share the payment method with all your friends about how they want to pay through the application. And once the payment is done, you can right away review your rating and experience like you do in an Uber ride. That is essentially how Tabon works. We are presently in progress to partner with over 150 restaurants and on track to acquire 10,000 customers by the end of this year. We are a business-to-business revenue model in which we charge 3% commission on every transactional bill that happens through us. Our customer acquiring strategy is unique in its own way. For the restaurants, we do a B2B2C customer acquiring strategy in which the restaurant itself promotes the users to download Tabon and use it inside. Apart from that, to market ourselves, we also give pot plants, plant trees, and give environmental badges to the customers to tell them that they have actually saved paper and they're in it for a cause. We are a founding team of members who have worked with Facebook, Google, Accenture, and have expertise in operations, tech, business development, consulting, and investment for over 10 years. Guys, whenever you take your next bill, think about it. Do you really need it, or would it be nice in your phone? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
What's the challenges you're facing on the merchant onboarding, and how are you guys overcoming it?
All right. So the main challenge we faced on the merchant side was that they actually didn't know their customers. 80% of them thought that the data that they got from the customers was incorrect, because whenever you go to a restaurant and they ask you for the phone number, they know that you're using it for spamming. But from us, they actually know that the cause for taking the phone number is actually you want to plant trees, because we have a CSR campaign where we do tree plantation drives, and every customer who downloads Tabon, whenever the next tree plantation drive is, we ask them to come and join us. In a country like India, where pollution is such a big problem, this is a major cause and everyone wants to be a part of it, especially with Prime Minister Modi's cause of Swachh Bharat. So that's why.
So I totally see the value of this from the customer perspective, because to them there's no additional cost, right?
Yeah, it's free.
But it's actually the cost is going to be borne by the restaurant owner, the 3% that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
So what about the payment itself? Is it going to done through like a PayPal like behind it, and is there additional merchant payments that the restaurant has to bear by using this service?
I'll break this up for you. So through Tabon, we have 2 modes of payments, offline and online. So offline payment is if you want to pay cash. Now in India, being such a cash-heavy economy, we estimate 80% of the transactions to be cash. So merchant is, that doesn't really come into the picture over there. The rest 20%, yes, it does come into picture, but that's how the economics works, and they are okay with that for the moment, because we have signed MOUs with the restaurants for this agreed fee.
And I saw your slides. You mentioned about going through. Of course, it's been launching in India first, and then is it like Singapore next?
Yes,
And
we are.
what's the plan of going international?
Yeah. So we are registered in Singapore, and we have a company in India. Also, we have UAT'd with both Singapore and India, and we got varying results. In India, the customers were more gratified because of the fact that they were saving paper and helping save the environment. In Singapore, being such a corporate-friendly place, they were actually in a hurry to split their bills and check out faster. In India, you have an OTP method to actually use your credit card. In Singapore, that does not happen. So you can pretty much check out without having to wait, and you can leave early. So those are the varying patterns, and we've done UAT, and we are going to start live next week.
And you mentioned the number of users that you want to get
Yes.
by the end of this year. How are you actually educating the users on the benefits of your app? You mentioned sort of putting some of that into the hands of the restaurants, etc.
That's one of the methods, yes.
Yeah, but how are you helping those restaurants actually?
Yeah.
Right, so at restaurants, we basically place small pot plants on each table, which says that you can take me home if you use us. With that, there's an instant gratification that they know it's done for a cause inside the restaurant. Because if you use other merchants, they usually use paper stickers, paper banners, paper banters, placing out placards, and actually using and wasting a lot of paper to educate the merchants about it. But we give out these really small plants, which are actually on your table whenever you're actually dining out. And whenever the customer asks, how do I get this plant? Because it says it's free to take home. And it's an attractive venture for a customer to take and get intrigued by how is he saving a paper in this restaurant. It becomes really interesting like that. So then they ask the merchants, how do we get it? The restaurants also do promote it because they want that key data so that they can run it back. So whenever they come, they ask them that would you want your bill digitally or would you want it like the conventional paper way? Because we're trying to save paper. So that really helps us drive more customers.
Also, just to add to that, offers are given to everyone who always use Tabon. It's just not for downloading, but every time you use it. That's the key differentiator. You do not need to book a table through us to get an offer. You can just land up at the restaurant, open Tabon, get an offer. That's one. The other is that we are actually tying up with companies who align with our mission of saving paper. We're actually on target to partner with one of the biggest data providers in India, and they will make it mandatory at their property, which houses more than 5,000 employees in every office, to make it compulsory whenever they use the cafeteria at their property. So yeah, that's one of the strategies as well.
Great job, guys. Please give it up for Mohit and Mana from Tabon.